Hello and welcome to Beautymas. My name is C.Michelle and I am a makeup artist and content creator. And today we are starting with the first palette. If you want to know more about my rendition of Vlogmas, you can check out the intro video, which I will iCard it above. It's just telling you what Beautymas is and how it works. But this is going to be our first palette in Beautymas. It is the Low Key Love You palette by BH Cosmetics. I purchased this at Marshall's for $3, and I have a short with the swatches. I mentioned this in my last video of the I bought 10 palettes and all of that. So I'm trying to actually use the stuff that I buy because I do believe that I'm a palette collector. I love collecting palettes, especially if the color story speaks to me. So we are going to create a look using this palette right here. So let's put on our base. For the base, I'm using my NARS concealer and a Sigma brush, just a flat top brush. And I'm placing that all over the lid. And this is just a shade a bit lighter than my skin tone, but it works as a beautiful base for eyeshadow. All right, so let's start with the look. I am going to go in with a transition shade. I'm going to go in with my fave right here. And I'm just going to put that in the transition area. Whoa, pigmented, way brighter than what I anticipated. So we're just going to make sure that we blend this out really good. And for this look, it's going to be more rounded. So I'm not going to create like a wing. So I'm going to kind of blend it in a downward motion to kind of just make sure everything is rounded out. So on this side, you can truly see, oh, let me scoot up here. So you guys can see a little bit better. And let me know in the comments if you have any palettes that you want me to review. And if I have that palette, I will be more than happy to create a look with it. All right, so we're just rounding out this look. So now we're going to go in with Bay right here. And then we're going to put that in the outer third of my eye. And then we're going to drag it down to the waterline. Just kind of smoke it out here. I am extremely impressed and surprised with BH Cosmetics. It has been probably over a decade. I think one of the first BH cosmetic palettes I had, I'm almost certain that was my first palette, and you had to order it on eBay. So I am so surprised at how good these shadows are. I mean, I forgot. It's been so long. It's been so long. So as you can see what I'm doing here, I'm concentrating most of the color on the outer third, and then I'm blending whatever's left inward. So about like halfway through on an angle. I look down here so you can see. And it's blending out that color where it's kind of making its own shade. And then I'm not going to bring the shadow inward at all. We're just going to keep the color out here. And using a flat shader brush, I'm going to drag the color down. And I did not put any concealer down here. And typically that makes the colors pop. So we're just going to see how it does on its own. And we're just putting it right underneath the waterline. I'd say that's pretty pigmented on its own. Okay, so here's what we're looking like so far. And I like the roundness that it's giving me. So when I first started this look, I said, oh, I'm going to use Crushing. But you know what? This peachy color, 143, has just really spoken to me while using this palette. It's so pretty. Oh my gosh. Now let's see how it looks on the lid. Look at this. And in one of my other videos, I believe it was the I believe it was the video talking about, I'm trying to remember the title. I will iCard it above. What palette? What video was that? I was talking about how to cut a crease or how to blend eyeshadows. Yeah, and I gave the cut the crease trick. Well, this one I just am carving out how I want it to look, and I'm slightly just going above the fold. That's it. And just placing the color exactly where I want it to go. If you want to see that trick, check out that video. I give some really good tips in there. Okay, so I like the way this looks, but I need a color in the middle. So what I'm going to do is, I was thinking about using this bright red color, or do I want to use currently casual, or do I want to use catching feelings? Yep, catching feelings it is. I'm just tapping it. Boom. Gonna dust it off because I need to merge these two colors together. And I'm going in the order, or in the direction, excuse me, as I placed the eyeshadows. Going on that angle there, because I want to see a gradient of colors. Yeah, it's better. Can you guys see the gradients? Just a little dab there and merge them. And from here, I'm just going to go back in with Catching Feelings. Just make sure that I will go over that red a little bit, and then that will help with the gradient. There we go. Here's what it looks like so far. I really love how the colors come out. So from what I'm noticing, this peachy color, 143, isn't really showing up peachy. It's reading very pinkish on me. So when I first was using it, I thought it was going to show up super super peachy, but it's not. So I wonder if it was wet a little bit or dampened, would it give me more of the peachy feel? Because I was really hoping for it to be like the color that is showing up on the screen, like peach, but it didn't. So I'm gonna go finish my face and I'll be right back. Okay, so this is the final eye look using the Low Key Love You palette by bhcosmetics. You guys, I am so surprised at how good this palette is. One, the pigmentation is amazing. Like, it's buildable and it builds on top of each other. Like, I even put a little red in the crease there. You can see it. You can see Bay, which is the darker maroon color. You can see the 143 color on the lid. Now, the only thing is the 143 color didn't show up as peachy as I had hoped, but it's still a beautiful shimmery shade. Like, I'm into it. I'm into it. I'm into it. As you saw, I blended the darker maroon color called Bay right underneath the waterline. I added just a creamy color to the waterline, and bottom line mascara, put on some falsies. Boom. That's the look. Like, I really like this palette. I am so surprised. So bhcosmetics is on my radar. The pigmentation is amazing. The texture is great. They're not chalky feeling, they're buttery feeling, and they apply beautifully. Like, I have absolutely no complaints about this palette. Can't believe I snagged it for $3 at Marshall's. So go to your local Marshalls or TJ Maxx and see what palettes they have, or head over to bhcosmetics website and just see what you can see and pick up some stuff. Yeah, I will definitely be picking up more palettes from them. Like, look at this pigmentation. Look at it. Like, look at how the colors build on top of each other. Nothing dusted away. They weren't super chalky. Very happy. Very, very, very happy. But if you guys like my foundation and my skin, make sure you guys check out that video. That is coming a little later in Beautymas, but I will iCard it so you guys can check out all the videos that I've been doing for Beautymas. Thank you guys so much for watching this video and leaving comments. Again, you know I love that so much, and I give you guys shout outs at the end of every video. And until next time, make sure you subscribe for more. Adios, besos.